Hi there, my name is Dawn Elena, and in this video I want to talk to you about something that a lot of women go through. If you're trying to get your guy back or thinking about maybe wanting to get back together with your ex, then you're going to have to go through a lot of sorting out of emotions and getting rid of the anger, the sadness, all of the negative emotions that are getting in the way. And then also figure out what mistakes you may have made and figure out what to do to correct those mistakes. But one thing that makes it very, very difficult to get back together with a guy is if he moved on and started dating someone else, and you know that he was sexually involved with this someone else. And that can be a real difficult thing to get over, because there's usually some feeling of, and I know because this happens often, and particularly I hear this a lot from women, is, why didn't he try harder to get back together with me? Why didn't he call me? Why didn't he, try? Why didn't he fight for me? I mean, that's what we really, really wanted. You wanted him to fight for you. You wanted him to come to you and say, look, I am sorry for whatever I did or didn't do, whatever it was, I am so sorry. You wanted to hear that. And you wanted him to fight for you. You wanted to feel like what you had was special. And especially if he didn't do that, and then he just ended up with somebody else, that's going to really stick in your craw. It really tends to. Because it's pretty hard not to take that personally. And yet, here's the thing. Regardless of whether or not you're going to get back together with your guy, just realize this. You're going to carry around all of this sadness and anger at him about this incident. All this feeling betrayed, feeling humiliated, whatever it was, feeling like you weren't good enough. It probably triggered that one too, because most women have at least some of that going on. And so you've got to be able to let this go. Like I said, even if you're not going to get back with the guy, if you decided, I don't want him back, I don't care, that's fine, but you still need to let go of the pain and the hurt about this, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to carry it with you into the next relationship. Now, the other part of this is, as well, is that if you've already decided that you don't want him back, and you haven't done this forgiveness work, you're not actually seeing the whole picture. I really feel that it's really important, in order to be able to fully listen to your own intuition and to listen to your higher self, you really have to get all these negative emotions out of the way in order to really see things as they are. Because when you have all this anger and sadness and all the negativity about what happened, your whole view of the world is different. It's like having on a pair of glasses and then taking like a bunch of petroleum jelly or something and just smearing your glasses with it. Like, not everything you see is distorted by your anger, by your sadness, by your feelings of humiliation, by the betrayal. All of these things are not allowing you to actually see things the way that they are. So the better way to make a decision is first to try to let go, forgive him and her, and to be able to see things from a new perspective. So I'm going to go right for the gusto with this one because you may have been dealing with this for a while. And so when we do the EFT tapping on this setup phrase, I'm going to go with, I refuse to let this go. I refuse to forgive him for this. And I'm right about this. Because here's what happens is oftentimes we hold on to these things because we would rather be right than to actually be free on some level. So I want you to think about this and answer this question to yourself. What are you afraid would happen if you were to actually forgive him? And usually what the response is, you're afraid if you forgive him, then you're going to go running right back into another relationship with him, and you're going to get your heart broken again. And that is certainly a viable fear. So obviously there are going to be some boundaries that are going to need to be in place as well, along with doing this forgiveness work. You're going to have some strict boundaries with yourself about, under what conditions you would be willing to take him back, to consider getting back together with him. But for now, what I'd like you to do is just say the phrase out loud. I absolutely refuse to forgive him. And I want you to measure from 0 to 10, how intensely true does that feel? 0 being it's not true at all, I don't feel that, in which case you don't need to tap on this. Or 10 is like, yeah, I totally feel that way. I refuse to forgive him. And let's do some EFT tapping on this. And again, if you don't know EFT, if you can just follow me along and do what I do. We're going to start tapping on the karate chop point, which is the side of the hand. And you can just follow along, do what I do, and say what I say. It's really easy. Even though I absolutely refuse to forgive him for what he did. It was so hurtful, so insensitive, and I can't believe that he did that to me. And I can't believe that he has the nerve to even think that I would want to have anything to do with him after what he did. And even though I refuse to let this go, I'm going to take it with me to my grave. And you know why? I'm absolutely right about this. I have every right to be angry at him. He betrayed me. He betrayed my trust. He knew he was hurting me, publicly humiliating me by bringing that woman around people I know. He publicly humiliated me. And I refuse to let go of my anger about this. And I love and accept myself even though I feel this way. Even though I absolutely refuse to let go of my anger about this, I refuse to forgive him. I am absolutely right about this. And I'm right to have these feelings. And I love and accept myself. Even though I absolutely refuse to let go, I have every right to be angry at him, and I'm not going to forgive him. I don't want to forgive him. Because if I do, I'm afraid I'm going to do something stupid. I'm going to get my heart broken again, because he's going to do it again. I just know he will. And I just can't let it go. And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. And now we're going to tap on the top of the head. I refuse to let this go. What he did to me was so painful. And I just can't let it go. I can't forgive him. I can't forgive her. I would be an idiot if I were to forgive him. Because he's probably going to just do it again. If I were to forgive him, and God forbid I were to start dating him again, I'm afraid it's just going to happen all over again. The same thing is going to happen all over again. I don't trust him, and I probably don't really trust myself either. I don't really trust myself to have good enough boundaries to make sure that this does not happen again. Okay, so that was one round of tapping. And I want you to just say that statement out loud again. You may find that you're feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more calm, or it may have gotten even worse. So try to say the statement aloud again. I refuse to forgive him. And I want you to measure again from 0 to 10 and see if that intensity has either gone up. It might be up to a 22 by now, because I started to hit on some really tense things, or it might have gone down. Maybe if it was a 10, maybe it's down to a 5. If so, that's good. So in the next video, I'm going to do more of a positive reframe and also bring in the idea of being able to put in some good boundaries to help protect you. Things that you can actually do to possibly prevent this from happening again. So I'll see you in the next video. Again, my name is Dawn Elena. I'll see you in the next video.